What is the Illuminati? What is the symbolism behind the eye? Why are they using a triangle? Why is it even called Illuminati? Do they actually do human sacrifice? Do they control Beyonce? These questions and many more were thrown at me at breakneck speed by my son, who, thanks to an episode of Teen Titans Go, is suddenly interested in the secret fraternal order. So instead of turning him loose on a Google search, I decided we could learn together. I asked my daughter, who explained she was too cool for conspiracy theories. I think she was just afraid. So me and my son headed to the library, and we Googled Illuminati, 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 Illuminati. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe. So we found a good spot at our neighborhood library, pulled out the laptop, and Googled Illuminati. My son was buzzing with anticipation for what we might find. Well, it turns out there are a lot of groups who call themselves the Illuminati. The original group was started by this guy, Adam Weishaupt. Weishaupt was the only law professor at a Bavarian university who wasn't put there by the clergy. At a time when the church held a large amount of power, not only in the university, but political power nationwide, Adam Weishaupt and his homies opposed this system and believed in a separation of the church and the state. In the beginning, the original Illuminati was not a massive order and sometimes had less than 13 members at a time. The Illuminati also borrowed from other secret societies such as Rosicrucians, who dominated Germany at that time. There was also heavy borrowing from the Freemasons and many of the writings of Albert Pike. It's a popular theory that the Illuminati was founded on July 4th, 1776, but this is kind of true and it's kind of not. The group was founded then, but the name of the group was the Perfectibilists. You see, in that time period in human history, it is often called the Age of Reason, or the Age of Enlightenment. So it makes sense that a group would emerge during the Age of Enlightenment and name their group Illuminati, which is the Latin plural form of enlightened. In 1778, though, the group officially changed the name from Perfectibilists to the Illuminati. Time passed and the infrastructure grew, and the Illuminati chose to be more exclusive with this membership than the other fraternities. Like, even though they adopted Minerva's owl, no girls. A Freemason rabbi told me that as long as you're a man who believes in the supreme being and the soul, you can be a Mason. But Illuminati membership was limited to wealthy, white, Christian males ages 18 to 35. Records say that over time the Illuminati did experience some growth, but records also fade out. This could mean that either the original Illuminati died out or was replaced, or it actually learned to involve secrecy in their secret organization. Many groups parade themselves as the descendants of the original Illuminati, adding to the puzzle. The church, in an attempt to discourage membership and demonize the secret society, who was literally after the church's coveted place of political power, the church may have actually suggested that the Illuminati was more powerful than it actually was at the time, granting it power through fear. Confused? Well, think about how Harry Potter...
Hang on, Dad. What does Harry Potter have to do with this?
Just hang on. Harry Potter was an ordinary baby boy until Voldemort, the church, chose Harry in his infancy, the Illuminati, to be his rival. Everybody else figured Voldemort, the church, knew what he was talking about, so they followed along. The church also made a connection with these secret groups and Satan. In most places, the church had outlawed and prohibited the assembly of these secret groups, suggesting that they would enter in a corrupt New World Order.
For ourselves and for future generations, a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
But how did a story about German law professors standing up to the church turn into a dark cult who makes Satanists look like Girl Scouts? 1963.
On January 8th, Leonardo da Vinci's painting, The Mona Lisa, went on display in the U.S. for the only time at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. January 14th, George Wallace becomes governor of Alabama. In his inaugural speech, he says, "Segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever." February 12th, Northwest Airlines Flight 705 crashes in the Florida Everglades, killing everyone aboard. May 2nd, thousands of African Americans, many children, are arrested while protesting segregation in Birmingham, Alabama. Public Safety Commissioner Eugene Bull Connor unleashes fire hoses and police dogs on the demonstrators. June 17th, the U.S. Supreme Court rules that the state-mandated Bible reading in public schools is unconstitutional. September 15th, the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in Birmingham, Alabama, kills 4 children and 22 injuries. November 22nd, John F. Kennedy assassination. All television coverage for the next 3 days is devoted to the assassination. Like I said, a lot was going on.
At this time, people were afraid and divided violently by race, paranoid of war, and also experimenting with ideologies and drugs such as marijuana, PCP, and LSD. Reshaping pop culture. A number of books emerged, like the Principia Discordia. It is a Discordian religious text written by Gregory Hill, also known as Malaclips the Younger. He was one of the 2 writers of the Discordia, along with Carrie Wendell Thornley, who's also known as Lord Omar Khayyam Ravenhurst. They were adopted as characters in the Illuminati trilogy, which also helped rekindle the spark of that old Illuminati conspiracy theory flame. This book was rumored to have been written by Richard Nixon, Timothy Leary, or Robert Anton Wilson. He was a writer for Playboy magazine, and he did conspiracy theories, among other things. He co-wrote the Illuminati trilogy with co-author Robert Shea. In a 2017 article by Sophia Grace Gaylor, she says, at the time Wilson worked for the men's magazine Playboy, he and Thornley started sending in fake letters from readers about this secret elite organization called the Illuminati. Then they would send in more letters to contradict the letters that they had just written to the magazine. Playboy and other printed media had huge effects in underground circles, who accepted it as truth and began to preach it as the gospel for themselves, fanning the fire of this theory even more. There has been research done on people who believe in conspiracy theories, and a group of Angela Ruskin University researchers have drawn to the conclusion that these theories could provide rational ways of understanding events that are confusing or threatening to self-esteem. They give you a very simple explanation, like, why didn't I make it as a rapper, but Jay-Z did? Illuminati, 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 Illuminati. What does Beyonce have that I don't have? Must be that Illuminati. But the pre-Google days of printed media and small publishers are long gone. Ideas like Wilson's and Shea's and many more would become the seeds that would grow into the huge Illuminati conspiracy that we have today. Today, the Illuminati and its merch can be seen and purchased everywhere. Movies like Angels and Demons, The Da Vinci Code, The Skulls, Eyes Wide Shut, National Treasure, and Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's self-aware, self-enlightened monster, also named Adam, was born in Ingolstadt, where the Illuminati was founded. From Gravity Falls, American Dad, Japanese manga Blue Exorcist, and countless other representations like Teen Titans Go, that my son and I are laughing at. Before Google, around the 1990s, there was tons of conspiracy theory literature floating around from guys like Alex Jones.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child, corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said, it's what they warned of, it's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want.
And Tex Mars.
Is there behind the scenes an Illuminati? A secret clique of wealthy men masterminding a massive conspiracy to rule the world? That's the question that opens this book, Dark Majesty, written by Tex Mars.
There is absolutely no doubt whatsoever that there is a secret, hidden clique of very rich, very powerful and influential men who are controlling this world behind the scenes.
People who use religious terrors like Armageddon and the Wrath of God as platforms to sell their conspiracy theory books, audio cassettes, and VHSs, and promote their shortwave radio shows that have now evolved into podcasts. But that was before Google, and the theory of the Illuminati can be deflated in minutes. There are no alien reptilian hybrids. The internet suggested that my former Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama was actually a reptilian hybrid other, whatever that is. To me, he looks like a cross between Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies and Ernie the Keebler Elf. Then there's a connection between hip-hop and the Illuminati. It is believed that when an artist becomes tremendously successful, that people unfamiliar with show business believe that they got there by selling their soul or joining Illuminati. It's not true. It's all marketing. Marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling products or services, including ideas. So you ask yourself, who profits today from exposing or exploiting the Illuminati? The answer is people who have something to sell you. So in the end, the Illuminati conspiracy turned out to be a story that every generation has added a layer to and passed on like an urban legend or a meme. But it turns out not to be scary as we originally thought. My son and I both now believe that Beyonce is safe. And I had fun at the library with my son. So I will leave you with this.
I believe in no God, no invisible man in the sky. But there is something more powerful than each of us, a combination of our efforts, a great chain of industry that unites us. But it is only when we struggle in our own interest that the chain pulls society in the right direction. The chain is too powerful and too mysterious for any government to guide. Any man who tells you different either has his hand in your pocket or a pistol to your neck.